Brady or Rodgers?
Skipper, there's no right or wrong answer with this. That's why I believe it goes 50-50, because Aaron Rodgers says the reason I believe that I have unable to have a home field NFC championship game, I've had to go on the road. All the times I've gone, had an opportunity to get to the Super Bowl, I had to go through Chicago, I had to go through Atlanta, I had to go through Seattle, I had to go through San Francisco. I finally got what I actually wanted. I wanted to be able, now it's not with 80,000, but he's going to get the weather that he wanted with about 75,000 fewer fans. Mm-hmm. Okay, but you're at home. You said you wanted Lambeau. Yeah, you wanted it for the fans, but you wanted it more so for the weather. Because in Atlanta, you on fast turf, you get no advantage. Your advantage is being in Lambeau, skipping that it's going to be 10 degrees or it's going to be 15 degrees. That's your advantage. He says, I've never had that. Tom Brady is under immense amount of pressure because, Skip, it's not good enough to get to the NFC Championship game. He left to say, I can get to and win a Super Bowl without Coach Belichick. If he doesn't get to the Super Bowl, what has he done? 3 extra weeks longer than Coach Belichick. That's the way it works in football, in pro sports. If you don't win the prize, and what I tell guys, if you don't win the championship, all you did was practice an extra week longer than I did. I ended at the end of the season, you lost in the wild card, or you lost in the division, or you lost the NFC Championship game. And if you don't win the Super Bowl, you practice the extra month for what? So I believe they're under equal amounts of pressure because Tom Brady wanted this. He didn't necessarily want to leave. He was kind of forced out, but he also knew, and I can't get number 7. I can't get possibly number 8 with this roster. So let me go somewhere that got a roster that I believe I can, because I still believe I can compete. He believes he can still compete at a very high level. Now let me go find somebody with some talent to see, I will see if I'm still the Tom Brady that I was from the last 3-4 years. Aaron Rodgers is at Lambeau. He's at home. You told me it's going to be 20 degrees with some possible snow flurries. Skip, the pressure is on both because both would be a huge disappointment. Because right now everybody's saying Brady has the upper hand on Belichick because Belichick didn't make the playoffs and Tom Brady's in the NFC Championship game. But if he does not win, what did he actually do? Because that's how he's measured. We don't talk about all the NFC Championship games that Tom Brady went through. We talk about what is, Skip, them bowls and how many of those he's 6 up, 3 down. So you take away the 580 passing touchdowns. You take away the 70,000 yards. Even with the 6 Super Bowls, you believe he would still be the GOAT if he didn't have 70,000 passing yards, if he didn't have 500-plus touchdowns, because you said championships is the ultimate barometer of how we judge our players.
And how he won all 6 championships. Okay. I'm sorry. I see this completely upside down from the way you just laid it out. To me, there's only one answer here, and it's the answer, and it's that Aaron Rodgers has 10 times the pressure on him than Brady does this Sunday at Lambeau Field. To your point, this is all Aaron has ever wanted. It took him longer to get here than it's taken any quarterback in history to get to a home championship game.
Correct.
No one's played as many games before getting to a home championship game, NFC or AFC, than Aaron has this Sunday. It's all he's ever talked about. I want the cold. I want Lambeau. Right. I want our fans. He's going to get a sprinkling of the fans. I don't know. What would it look like?
They say 6,500.
Okay. It felt like they had 20,000 in there. It felt loud against the Rams. But whatever. You don't have quite full throttle fans
Correct.
like you'd want, but you got the audio turned up. It's still going to be pretty close to a Lambeau effect. And he has talked the last 2 weeks of, I've never felt healthier at this time of year.
Yes.
He was sacked so little, except for the game at Tampa. He took so little punishment that he said, I'm fresher at this point in the season than I have ever been. He recommitted to his off-season workouts. He sort of went Brady-esque in the offseason, and he tried to get back in the kind of shape that would endure through the whole year. Because I think when he got to the championship game at San Francisco last year, he just didn't feel right. He felt beat all to hell. Okay, and he threw 2 interceptions, and he lost a fumble. Okay, so Davante Adams has been talking and talking, given his Lambeau theory about how for visiting teams, it's just so hard to win at Lambeau at this time of year because he said you can't even talk the same because, as you know, it's so cold your lips don't work and the words don't come out quite right. It's like your lips don't keep up with your brain as trying to get the words out.
You're so cold.
Yeah, right. It's like you're watching a movie where the sound's off the mouth.
Right.
You know, like the sound won't quite come out as you want it to come out on time. And to Devontae's point, it can be just overwhelming for the visiting team because it's shell shock, and you can't ever, so to speak, warm up to just how cold it is for 4 quarters.
You really can't, Skip. I remember playing the games and it's really cold, and the coach would grab me and say, hey, I want to talk to you about something. I said, can we have this conversation on the bench?
Yeah.
I need to be on the you by the heater. Yeah. You talking over here. Let's get over there. We talking as long as you want to.
I got it. Okay. So it's been 10 years since Aaron's played in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You've made the case he's the greatest quarterback ever. Well, obviously, he now has a chance that very few quarterbacks have. It's like, what if LeBron could play, one game for the championship against Jordan? Well, it would be great for LeBron because he could say, watch this, watch what I can do.
But here's the thing, though. We believe that the greatest the guy the GOAT, he's like Aaron Rodgers. He's about to have his 3rd MVP, the touchdown, the interception, and the quarterback, the passer ratings have been a long-time high. Brady also gets to say, okay, y'all say this guy's the GOAT. I went to his backyard and beat him.
Okay, I agree.
We're done.
Okay, I got it. But they are underdogs. What is it, 4 points?
I think it's 3.5. It's up to 4.5?
I don't know. Is it 3.5? Maybe.
I think it over at 3.5.
Okay, 3.5, somewhere in that range. Okay, so they are, obviously, Brady's an underdog on the road. Mm-hmm. I think most people will think that Aaron should win this game. And remember, Tom Brady just transformed a 7-9 team, once known as the Buccaneers, into an NFC championship game on the fly with no offseason and no preseason. No preseason. They didn't play one preseason game, and he brought them to a boil just in time for December, and they had a December to remember, and then they won at Washington, and then obviously they had to turn around and go win against their arch rival nemesis, the team that had his number, and they beat that team at New Orleans. Well, that's an achievement. That's such an accomplishment that who thought they'd ever get this far? So to me, this is gravy for Tom Brady. This is a gravy game.
No, Skip. But he left New England for a reason. This is the only way that we're going to be able to determine who should get the credit.
Okay, but he already determined it.
How?
He won 2 playoff games with the Buccaneers.
That's not what Tom Brady's measured. We don't measure Tom Brady by playoffs. We measure him by Super Bowls.
Okay, but he's 43, and he, at 43, said, I'm going to go down there and take that sorry team that's talented, but sorry, 7-9, led the league in turnovers and penalties, and I'm going to turn them around, and I'll do it on the fly through the year, and we're going to get it to 6-2 and say, oh, let's go get Antonio Brown, try to weave him into the mix, blend him in. And then we're going to try to figure it out with Gronk and LaShawn McCoy and Leonard Fournette, and we'll keep adding veterans to the mix of all young players. Think about how many players had never played one playoff game. A majority of the team has no playoff experience, and they just won 2 playoff games? Well, who thought they would get this far except me? Who out there? Who predicted NFC Championship game for Brady?
Here's the thing. This is a Kobe and Shaq situation. Kobe wanted to prove that he wasn't riding shotgun. I can win a title without the big fella.
Did Kobe leave?
No.
Stayed.
But I'm saying.
Was Phil still there?
No, but my thing is, Tom wants to prove that I can win a title without Coach Belichick. If he does not win a title without Coach Belichick, what has he accomplished by leaving?
I'm going to remind you, he ain't done yet.
But that's what I'm saying.
Like, this is that they took a giant step.
Yes.
And if they lose, we'll say, for sake of argument, they lose a close game.
Right.
Well, we got to the threshold.
Right.
Now we got to keep adding a couple
I would
of pieces.
pick them next year.
Yeah? Huh?
I would pick them next year.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
okay.
but that's what I'm saying, Skip. Once you reach a certain level, a playoff game, a playoff win here or there does not suffice. It's not satisfying. When you're that guy, see that guy.
Okay, I got it. But for once, he's in a huge game. How many championship games let's see, he's played
14.
14. Okay, I'm trying to think back. Do you figure he's been the favorite in all 14? I'm going to guess yes. Maybe
no,
not.
the two in Denver, he wasn't the favorite, and the one
Are you sure?
Yeah, the one
It might have been close.
And the one he lost in Indy, he wasn't the favorite. I think he was a couple. He's been to 14. So okay, 11 times he's been the favorite. 3 times he has not been the favorite.
Okay, are we sure about the Denver games?
I'm almost certain, Skip. I'm almost certain he wasn't the favorite.
Okay. Well, the point is, he got so far with a still young team and a coach that people like but don't have huge respect for. It's not like Arians is in the Belichick category.
No.
While Kobe still he still had his pieces except for Shaq.
Right.
I mean, he still had Gasol, and he still had, who else was on that team?
Andrew Bynum, Derek Fisher.
Artest on that
Yeah,
team?
Artest.
Yeah.
But Skip, here's the thing, though. They said he was winning because of Kobe.
Sure.
I mean, because of Shaq.
Yeah. But
they're saying that Coach Belichick, you believe it's 75-25.
Mm-hmm.
Some people believe it's 75-25 the other way. So in order for Tom Brady to say for once and for all, I need to, I don't care how much credit you give me, but I need more than what you gave the other guy. He has to win this game. He has to win the Super Bowl.
So to speak, it would be the final nail in Belichick's coffin.
Yes.
If you want to go
Now, what if Coach Belichick come back, say, in the next 3-4 years, and he wins the Super Bowl?
Okay. But what an achievement to take this team this far. So I don't think Brady will feel like if this were a home game that they were favored fairly heavily. What's a recent one against Pittsburgh? Remember after the AB Facebook Live in the locker room at Kansas City?
Mm-hmm.
They were, everybody expected them to win that game, and they won it pretty handily.
I mean, Skip, the last time they won Tom Brady was the New England, Skip. They beat Pittsburgh twice in the AFC Championship.
They did.
They beat them in 2001 to beat play the Rams, and they beat them again.
They won one of those games at Pittsburgh, and now
they won both of them.
That game. Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is
they blocked the field. Remember, Brady got hurt.
He did.
Drew Brees came in and filled. Bledsoe came in and filled in. They ran a punt back. Troy Brown ran a punt back, and they blocked the field goal.
Okay.
That was the first game, and then they just blew them out the second time.
It's also possible they weren't favored in that game.
No.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, they might not have been favored in either one of the Pittsburgh games.
Okay, I got it. Okay, so my point is, Brady would feel more pressure if he were in Foxborough as a favorite to me because, we got to do this.
Right.
But in this one, I think he is very happy to have gotten this far. And if he can pull it off, fine. And he'll go psycho Tom, and I think you'll get the best of Brady. It doesn't matter how old he is. But in the end, I don't think he'll take it nearly as hard as if he lost to Nick Foles in the Super Bowl.
I do, because you're one step away. I do. I think the thing is, Skip, he might feel more comfortable in this game than he probably felt against Jacksonville. Because remember, he had the injury to his hand.
Yep.
And you remember they were playing Saxonville, who was playing white hot at the time.
They were.
So I believe he feels more confident in this team, in the way they're playing, with the offensive weapons that he has now, and with the way the defense is playing. I believe he might feel more comfortable right now. Now, he knows he's going against a better foe because of the quarterback. But I think he might feel more comfortable knowing, like, you know what? I got a team that can stand up.
Okay. So Aaron Rodgers is starting to show a little age. So is it possible?
What age?
Well,
how you get 48? How you get 48-5? You showing age?
So he bounced back. I told you he's the comeback player of the year.
Hey, don't come and don't do that,
He's
Skip.
the comeback player of the year. So he has to know how hard it was to get one home championship game.
Yeah.
It took forever, longer than anybody to get here. So how confident is he that he's going to walk this road again?
No.
How many more are you going to get?
You don't know, and that's what's so spectacular about Brady. You don't, Skip, you don't know. I mean, we just take for granted Brady's been to 14 of these things in 21 seasons. But some guys don't make 14 playoff games. Some guys don't make the playoffs 14 times. This guy's
Heck no.
Exactly. So that lets you know just how what you're witnessing, and you get jaded because you're like, everybody wants to be the Patriot model. That's never going to be a model again. Forget that. Scrub that. That's not happening. You're not going to 13 championships in 20 NFC, AFC championships in 20 seasons. You're not going to 9 Super Bowls in 20 seasons. That's not happening.
So you don't think in the back of Aaron Rodgers' mind right now, he's thinking, gee, this is it. I'm right here. This is my greatest chance to get back to a Super Bowl.
Skip, I think the thing is you think this is your best chance. I remember John saying that when we went back and we beat Green Bay, he said this was the first time he felt that he realistically had a chance to win the game.
Okay.
I think Aaron Rodgers feels now, Skip, this is probably his best chance.
And finally, Aaron Rodgers has virtually campaigned this year for the MVP.
Yes.
And complained about other years in which he thought he was good enough and didn't get, like 2016. Yeah. Okay, so.
He said he didn't get a sniff.
He didn't get a sniff. Okay, so think about where he is right now in his life. He finally he's campaigning for MVPs. You don't think he would start campaigning for? I'm starting to make a case for being the greatest quarterback ever. He's capable of doing that.
I think
he is capable.
I think guys stay away from that. The quarterbacks stay away from that talk. Now receivers and running backs.
I don't think Aaron would steer away from that.
Oh, you don't think so?
If he beat Brady and wiped him out, if he just completely outplayed him on Sunday, pressure mounting. All the pressure to me is on Rodgers, because the opportunity is the most golden he's ever had.
Well, he's going to need his defense to stand up, because Aaron Rodgers' last two NFC points, they gave up 44 to Atlanta. They gave up 37 to San Francisco. So his defense is going to have to both their backs.
They're at home in the cold. Here we go.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.